Hi, Julia.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks very much for volunteering to help us show people how psychophysiological recording equipment works. As I explained before, we're going to be recording from the muscles of your back so people see what normal young muscles are like, and then we'll compare them with other people who have back problems. And do you remember the last time we recorded you with biofeedback equipment?
Yes.
So you were pretty comfortable with that, you understood what we were doing, right? Okay, so I'm not going to explain that to you again. If you would turn your back to the camera, what I'm going to do is explain to everybody else what we're going to do. So I'm just going to move your shirt out of the way. Just tucking it up out of the way. What we're looking for is the crown of the hips, because that's always at L4, L5. So if we go right across like this, we know where L4, L5 is. And what we're trying to do is pick up from the belly of the paraspinal muscles. You can see the little lumps of muscle running vertically down her back. So the reference sensor is going to go right here, with the active sensors above and below it. The first thing we're going to do is remove the normal body oils with an alcohol prep pad. With modern sensors, we don't have to rub in any sensor cream or anything like that, so this is all of the preparation we're going to do. And then we're going to put on the sensors. We always snap the sensor leads to our pre-gelled sensors on a table instead of actually against the patient. Simply for comfort, to avoid having to press on the patient. What these sensors are doing is picking up the electricity that the back is making. So muscles make electricity, the electricity gets to the skin, and it goes into the sensors. So Julia, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting these sensors right along the belly of the paraspinal muscles. And you can see how the sensors are popping off a little bit here. That's very typical. That's why we want to be doing this while the sensors are off the patient if we can. And we won't get a good connection. When you're doing this, you want to try to get the sensors just about lined up so that they'll pick up the same information. I hope you'll pardon the biofeedback device deciding to entertain us at this moment. Okay, so the sensors are on, and to save time, I'm not going to go through the test sequence to make sure that we're getting a good signal. So Julia, just stand with your hands at your sides, your feet pretty much together in line. That's right. And what you can see is the levels of the two sets of muscles here. And they're not exactly even. They're 15 and 21, now 7 and 23. If you see the way Julia's head is and the way she's twisted, you can see why that's happening. Why don't you just face the screen, okay? If we were doing biofeedback, we would raise this table. This table has extendable legs. So if this was biofeedback and we wanted her to learn to relax in this position, we would have the table right up here so she could just look straight at it. But that's not what we're doing right now. We're simply doing an assessment. So Julia, what I'm going to have you do, don't look at me or that'll take the signals off. In fact, I'll just come back behind the screen here. What you're going to do is you're going to bend forward like this. You're going to copy me, okay? And you'll do it in time with me. And we're recording what's happening. So go ahead and lean forward like this. Go ahead. Just like that. Come back up. Okay, that's fine. Now, go ahead and do it again. Lean forward. Hold. Come back up. Okay, that's excellent. Now what we're going to have you do is sit in a chair. When you sit down, do not sit with your back against the back of the chair. Sit forward a little bit, okay? And I'm going to guide you there. Don't do it yet. I'm going to guide you there so that the wires don't get pulled off. Okay, just turn around and sit down. That's excellent. Now don't look at the machine, okay? Just sit straight forward. So swing around so you're straight forward. Excellent. Okay, put your hands on your knees, just like that. Okay, so once again, we can see what happened. Look at what's happened to the levels as soon as she's not supporting herself. They're symmetrical, and they're down to normal limits. Okay, if you turn your head, they won't be symmetrical. Now what you're going to do is slide back so that your back muscles hardly have to do any work at all. Go ahead and slide back so your back is supported, okay? Slide straight back. Whoa, just keep going. That's right. This is when the sensor lines come unsnapped. So if you see a very strange reading on the screen, it's because the sensor lines have come unsnapped. What I do is look behind the patient. I use a chair where I can see through, and I make sure they're all connected. Okay, Julia, just have your hands in your lap. Put your legs flat on the floor. Okay? And now we can see what the levels are with her sitting quietly. Okay, so that's a typical low back evaluation when we're just looking at motion. Thank you, Julia. Okay, that's it.